Before we get started, let's talk about the materials we're going to need. Helix has put together a turnkey system to create a beautiful microtopping floor. The first step in the process is our patching product. This is the Helix Repair Mortar. This is a two-part system, uses a rubberized polymer with a special cement-based powder. This is going to fill all of our pop-outs, our divots, any large areas that we need to do patching. Second is going to be our epoxy bonder. The Helix epoxy bonder part A and B mixed together form a high solids epoxy coating. We're going to cast sand into that. That's going to give us a nice, bitey, grippy surface for our actual microtopping to adhere to. Next in the system is our Microtopping HD, our heavy duty. This is also a two-part system. We mix a bag with the liquid polymer and we're going to squeegee that down. Gives us a great new surface, brand new elevation to work on, moves us right into our next step, and that's using the Helix Microtopping INT. This is interior grade microtopping. Once again, we mix powder with liquid, we add our liquid tint packs. This is the color coat. This is what makes this floor beautiful. Any color you want, we trowel it down, we can do marbling, variation, it can be very uniform. This is the product that makes this floor one of a kind. And then lastly, we move right into the sealer. We're using the Helix Permaseal. This is an epoxy modified acrylic sealer, very durable, and then on top of that, we use our floor finish. That's our water-based wax. Easy to maintain, it's a sacrificial coat. When we buff that out down the road, it's gonna be fantastic. This floor is really gonna pop. I'm in a 2,200 square foot commercial space that in a few weeks is going to open as Trendz Boutique. I'm with one of the owners. Jen, what were you looking for in a floor?
Well, Chris, I was looking for something that was going to be unique. I have a lot of traffic coming in and out of my store, so I wanted it to be a showplace. But at the same time, I realized I have to have something that's durable, that's easy to clean, and that's going to show well. Yeah. So I looked at hardwood, too overdone, and you see it everywhere. Plus it scratches, it shows dust, hard to keep clean. Then I looked at carpet, that wasn't going to work. Too much traffic in and out, wasn't going to handle the weather and that kind of thing. The concrete, I felt, was something that was going to pop and was going to give me such a unique look. It was going to make my store a showplace.
I agree. This is where the Helix Microtopping system is perfect. It's going to give you everything you wanted, all the colors, the marbling, the variation. It's really going to produce a unique, one-of-a-kind floor. It's going to be perfect for this application. You would never paint a wall without doing color samples. The same holds true for microtopping. After talking to the owners, they wanted something neutral, light colors, something that would not clash or really stand out, but yet something unique. So we put a sample board together with them for some light colors. Light blue, gray, and a tan. They eventually settled in on the gray. They liked that neutral but yet kind of a contemporary industrial look. We settled in on this medium trowel finish with some light marbling in there, utilizing a water-based sealer. Develops the color, but yet it's a matte to satin type finish. The owners have asked us to incorporate their unique logo in the floor. This is one of the really exciting things about microtoppings that hardwood, VCT, carpet, and other flooring systems can't do. We're going to create a stencil and we're going to embed their logo right into the floor. It's going to be fantastic. The other thing they've asked is if we can incorporate some really unique phrases in the floor of their changing area. That's not a problem either. Once again, Helix Microtopping systems allow you to create unique, one-of-a-kind floors. Now remember, the most important part of any microtopping application is floor prep. There was a trench here. We filled it with repair mortar. Pop-outs and divots need to be filled. All other flooring removed so you have a uniform and clean surface profile. And lastly, Helix recommends that your floor matches an iCry surface profile plaque of number 1 or number 2. To find out more about the iCry plaques, go to icri.org. Oh, and lastly, make sure you move your coffee cup. We've talked about floor prep, but it's got to be clean and dry. Okay, we're done picking up. Now it's time to start putting some down. First step in the Helix Microtop system, primer. Helix Epoxy Bonder. 2-part water-based epoxy, high solids. 1-to-1 mix ratio, mix them together, put them down with a roller. Once it's down, I'm going to take my sand, broadcast it into the surface. That sand is what's going to give us the bite when we put our first coat of microtopping down. Let's go roll out some epoxy. So what I'm doing here is I'm rolling down the Helix epoxy bonder. This is the primer. This is a high solids epoxy. It's going to be a great new surface for us to work on. It's going to hide a lot of imperfections in the floor. It's also going to keep anything from shadowing through. Next, we're going to broadcast sand into the primer. That's what's going to give us the grip for the microtopping to bite into. These are my spiked sandals. These allow me to step into the epoxy primer without ruining my shoes or the coating. A pair of soccer cleats or golf cleats will work just as well. All I'm looking for is that I've got sand covering the entire surface. It doesn't have to be that's all you see is sand, but I just want to make sure I know that I've got sand across the entire layer. Primer's down, sand has been broadcast. We now wait 24 hours and we apply the first scratch coat of microtopping.